of Kenya's biggest conversation, the Situation Room. So Safaricom Home Fiber wants to reward you with 3,000 shillings worth of airtime, which you can use to pay for your next subscription. 3,000 shillings. Safaricom Home Fiber. What do you do there? What do you do to win?
So what you need to do is you actually need to subscribe to get the Safaricom Home Fiber or upgrade. So two things. One, you want internet in your home. You want to be able to work from home, play from home, do all the things that you need the internet to actually make happen for you. You dial star 400 hash, and then you pick the particular a service that you want, the particular package that you want, and then you ask for installation, you make the payment, all of that. Send us a screenshot of either your payment for a new service or your payment for an upgrade of your present service. And, send that to us on our social, Spice FM KE, and you could win 3,000 bob. All right? And that will help you to upgrade or buy the new service. Star 400 hash.
That's it.
That's it.
You choose a package and you have some good speeds, my friend. If you choose the bronze package, you'll just be paying 2,999 per month. And the speeds, 15 Mbps. Previously, it was 10 Mbps. Safaricom has said, what, Bana? We have invested in infrastructure. We can actually afford and give you better speed. So it's now 15 Mbps. If you go for silver, 4,100 a month, you get 30 Mbps, and on top of that, you can opt in to something called SecureNet. So SecureNet is where you actually choose to have added layer of security, so you can even control the members in your household and what kind of content they're consuming, right? What kind of websites they're visiting. So, of course, for the younger members of the household, you want to be you want to be a parent, and you want to know that, if you are getting online with this gadget, I have controlled the areas that you cannot go into with this particular gadget. That helps,
It does.
It does help. It's all about making your life better and easier. Let's then talk about now Masters of Finance, the economy, where it is. Economy. That's everywhere now you go. Even if you're going to buy one orange and they tell you how much it is, you're trying to negotiate. Economy. Siwezi kata. Siwezi enda chini ya hiyo. Tafadhali. Chukua tu. Siwezi enda. Economy. But how do we live with this economy? We have invited somebody who understands these things and has been in this industry for a while. Robert Kibara is the Group CEO of Housing Finance. Good morning, Robert.
Good morning.
How are you doing?
I'm good.
Karibu sana to the hot seat of the Situation Room.
Asante.
Yeah?
Thank you for having me.
You're one of the very few Kenyans who are smiling in this economy. So let's hope that by the end of this, that smile will be infectious.
we will have been infected with a smile.
Because where? But City will welcome you with the day's proverb.
Yeah.
Every week, City goes to an African country. He mines proverbs from that country. He brings a proverb a day. Now, your job as a guest is to listen to the proverb and give us your own interpretation. What does a proverb say to you? This week, the proverbs are from the Republic of
Gambia.
The Gambia.
The Gambia.
Yes.
Yes, you will definitely understand the Gambia.
The Gambia.
It's not just Gambia.
No. There are some who even refer to it as the Islamic Republic of the Gambia.
Right inside Senegal.
Yes. Not too big a country, but a country nonetheless.
Yes.
Okay.
It has one neighbor.
Yeah, it has one neighbor, yes.
One neighbor and the sea.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
If you stir up water in the pond, you will bring up the pond.
If you stir up water in the pond,
You will bring up the pond.
you bring up the pond.
Yes.
Okay? So what's the question?
That's the proverb. Now the question is,
Yes.
tell us what you think.
What do you think the Gambians are telling us with this proverb?
That if you stir up the pond, I think obviously the ponds usually, what is it called? Silt normally settles in the pond, at the bottom of the pond, and if you stir it up, then you bring out the reality of the pond, which is basically the silt that is settling at the bottom of it. And it says that, I think it means that some matters are just better off being left to rest or to just stay the way they are. Otherwise, if you stir them up, you're going to bring out the reality of things.
Yeah, the sleeping dogs lie.
Yes. Yeah, sort of, yes.
Wachana nayo.
Wachana nayo.
Wachana na imekuuliza wachana nayo.
Yeah.
Wewe wachana na hiyo kitu.
You will bring up the pond.
Wachana nayo. Look at this one. Okay, housing finance.
We actually called HF Group.
HF Group. Hi.
HF Group.
The journey. When this guy was taking his first mortgage.
Yes.
No. When his uncle was taking his first mortgage, he took from Housing Finance Corporation of Kenya.
Then,
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Then took from Housing Finance. Some people have heard it as HF, HFCK. Now it's HF Group. Give us this journey. How old is this company?
So our company was started in 1965. It's been obviously long. Started as a mortgage company. Then, and of course, we were also building houses. So one side builds houses, the other side
Sells the houses.
or mortgages the houses. And that time it used to be called the names that you have talked about. Over time, we have evolved. Now we are called HF Group. We have 3 companies within HF Group. We have HFC, which is the bank. The bank basically is a full-service bank, not just a mortgage company. We do mortgages, but we are a full-service bank. We also have a property company, HFDI, which is basically the company that has built the most number of houses in Kenya, 18,000. But we do more than that now within that company, and we have an insurance business called HFBI. So those 3 companies, HFC, HFDI, HFBI, are what forms HF Group.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what does the bank now do?
The bank is
If I wanted a mortgage,
Yes.
where do I go?
You can come to us. We have
HFC.
Yeah, you can come to HFC, which is the
Okay.
bank.
Okay.
But the bank also now does full service banking. So SME banking, personal banking, diaspora banking, institutional banking, commercial banking. We serve a whole spectrum of our customers' needs. So yeah, we are no longer just we are a mortgage company that does full service banking.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I can say.
And then the property development.
The property development
is still
company
doing that.
does that. We do develop properties on behalf of our clients. Say, for instance, we work with the large homeowners. We have a solution called Landowner Wealth Management Solution, where we allow people with the land, we give them our expertise. So, for instance, we master plan, we design the properties, we do titling process, we design the houses that are going to be there. We even sell on behalf. And we've got probably right now about 3,000 different properties, both our own and those belonging to our clients, all legitimate. And the good thing about us as a company, for all the years in a world that has full of scamsters, for all these years since 1965, we don't have a single failed project. We have delivered a title deed to every customer who walked our doors.
How have you been able to do that?
Because we do really detailed due diligence of any property that we get into. We do what is called root searches, the origin of the land, from
So
when
it's
it started.
The green paper was a road.
Not even just green card. We just go back
Beyond.
to when the property started being registered, sometimes even before independence. And we follow through to ensure how did it change hands, detailed due diligence, so that when you're buying with us, of course, we have got to protect our name. When you're buying with us a property, then you know that property is very, very well. We've done enough due diligence to ensure that it's actually safe to buy. So that is how we have managed to obviously do these things. And we've got a lot of, if you're interested, you can go to our website. We've got a lot of properties listed there. Yeah?
Yeah, we see them all the time.
Yeah.
And then do you now have an insurance arm as well?
We have an
HFBI.
insurance business, not an insurance per se. We originate insurance. We do insurance within. We work with insurance companies to forward insurance to them. So, for instance, in all our transactions, insurance is involved. If you're buying a home, you need insurance. If you're buying a car through us, insurance is involved. So, all this insurance, obviously, we give preferential rates to our customers, and then we forward that to preferred insurance companies. Of course, very well vetted insurance companies, so that then you don't lose your money, or you don't have a problem if you need to claim.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a journey.
Yeah. So it seems like the blue-eyed boy for, the group over time has been mortgages. How come that stood out over time, beyond everything else?
Yeah, but we were formed as a mortgage company. We were started as a mortgage company. In fact, the reason why this company was founded was to enable indigenous Kenyans to own homes.
Yeah.
To own homes. So we've lived true to that. We still originate of all the banks, I think between us and one of the other large banks, we originate probably half of all the mortgages in Kenya today. And obviously, we are enabling now clients to own mortgages through affordable housing, through the Kenya Mortgage Refinance Company, with interest rates of about 9.5%. So what has happened is that we've stayed true to that. We still do a lot of mortgages, and of course, we play in property. But to basically build a more sustainable business and to serve more of our customers' needs, then we do all these other full-service banking solutions that we have. And that's going very well.
When you talk about 18,000 and counting,
Yeah.
that footprint is big.
Yes, it is.
Okay. Footprints need a name.
Yes.
Tell us some of the more remarkable achievements that you've had that people know. Because they're probably within sight and we see them. but we have no idea that it was...
It's amazing. It's an interesting story.
Yes.
You know, we built Woodley Estate. We built Buruburu. We built 5,000 houses in Komarok. We have more recently built houses. For instance, if you go to near Precious Blood, you'll find an estate called Precious Gardens, Precious Heights. We have got near Committee Prison. We have another one called Richland. We have Clay City. We have and very many other. We have built properties across Nairobi in multiple places. In terms of mortgages, we've done close to 60,000 over time.
Where?
Yeah.
Over those years,
Yeah.
and for now, you as Robert, in the many years that you've been in banking, the financial services sector,
Yeah.
if I were to ask you whether Kenyans are financially literate,
Yes.
what would be your honest answer?
Yes and no. I think Kenyans are informed, really informed. There is a lot of knowledge that obviously people go through, but there is a lot less. Just the fact that people really get scammed a lot through very basic things that you can just wonder, really, how did you get scammed in this one? There's the fact that people really get scammed a lot in either these pyramid schemes or things like that. You hear, like there was a recent one in Eldoret the other day.
Yeah.
Just tells you that there is need for a lot more financial literacy. People just understanding how do things really work in the financial world. If somebody comes and tells you that I'm going to pay you interest of 20% a month, that's a scam. 100%.
Right
from day
off.
one.
You don't even have to
It
think.
doesn't matter. You don't have to check. 10% or 15% a month. What business are they doing to benefit themselves and benefit
And
you
pay
at the
you
same
20%.
time? Yeah, it's a scam. It's as simple as that. Things don't work that way simply.
So what is it that leads us to go there? So like you said,
Yeah.
people are informed. People are aware of very
Yeah.
many things. I mean, people have gone to school.
Yeah.
A huge percentage of our population is educated.
Yes.
Right? Beyond primary into secondary, some beyond secondary.
Yeah.
But then there's a difference between just having knowledge and having the right financial knowledge.
Yes.
What's that gap?
Yeah, the gap, I think it starts in schools because our schools do not teach people. I think if there is something that people need to be taught in schools is to deal with the one thing that we all deal with every day.
Money.
The fact that you came here today, you are going to spend some money for sure. And everybody who is listening to us today will spend some money today. But we are never taught about this money and how money actually works. And what is possible and really what's not possible. I think it starts with the schools, and we have got to change that to make people know, understand about money a lot. And then, of course, now then people depend on friends, relatives, to inform them about the next deal. So somebody comes to you and tells you, I've gotten this really good deal. They are paying us 10%, or there's this opportunity. And then because somebody you know and trust is referring you to something, then you tend to believe in it without checking. Without checking. I think most of us, the most trouble we've gotten into is as a result of
Due diligence.
influence from
Trust.
just somebody you trust and say, you don't check. Come on, someone.
That's enough due diligence.
That's enough.
I know this
That you
person.
know them.
I have spent so much time learning and interacting with Robert.
Yes.
That I trust Robert.
I trust Robert.
So if Robert has done the due diligence, then by
Yeah.
extension, I have. I mean,
Exactly. That's how we get into trouble.
do you think the issue is in school or does it start from home? City has mentioned this a number of times before.
Yeah.
How many homes actually have conversations about money in front of children? Or where children are involved in conversations about money, just to start understanding money from that basic, where you can see domestic budgeting and they can see the budgeting is about money, why we are buying this, why we can't buy this, why we should not buy this.
Those conversations are really held. I mean, like I remember my own father, the longest discussion we used to have about money is, I don't have money.
Oh, where's my change?
Yeah, where's my change? That's it. See the pesa even before you ask. So, yeah, but honestly, a lot of people also do not know a lot of things relating to how money works.
Yeah.
And money works like a river. Some people live next to a big river. Some people live next to a small river. But money will always come and money will always go. Your money, the money you earn, will always come to you and it will always go. What it leaves behind is what... So it doesn't matter whether you earn a lot of money or less money. It is basically how you utilize what you have. If you think about a river, there are people who live next to the Tana River and they are poor and they probably starve.
Yeah.
And there are people who live next to a stream and they make the best use of that stream. Money is the same. Some people earn a lot of money but have absolutely nothing to show for it. There are people who earn a lot less and they have a lot to show for it. And that is the difference, is how savvy people are or how skilled you are in terms of managing money.
Do a lay of the land, because we take all of these things into consideration, people's behavior, dealing with money in an institution where certain things are happening, whether you're talking about investment in a home, whether you're talking about how you spend, save, you talk about diaspora banking, commercial banking, and all of these things. How do you see that things over time have changed, progressed, so much so that people's needs for financial empowerment have grown? What's the lay of the land from a perspective of a financial institution? How does it look?
Yeah, we see Kenyans now being a lot more knowledgeable, a lot more sophisticated, partly because of obviously the challenges that have happened. If you look at just the report that came out about a week or two ago, savings in banks have increased significantly over the last couple of years. Huge, until people are asking, is it possible? And it's because people are now a lot more, obviously the pressures that have been there forcing more people to save. But we are seeing people now doing a little bit more sophisticated things. Of course, people are getting involved in stocks trading. People are involved in government-related investments. We see people obviously investing even through banks. And then the other classes of investments such as property, investment in properties. So we've seen people evolving from just earning and almost spending everything, and as income levels grow, as we have seen people getting to know, to see, to do, to find the need for being a lot more savvy around investments. And it's a good thing because obviously times have been hard, and it's important in times like this for people to pay some attention in how they manage their finances. For instance, the times that we've been going through, it's important to be fairly liquid, to have some cash somewhere. You've seen, like, for instance, last year you'd go to the supermarket and you see prices going up. Almost after every visit, you find the price have gone up. And most people are probably just one illness away from being poor. So it's a lot of things have changed in the country. People are becoming a lot more savvy in terms of ability to manage their finances.
Right.
Yeah, through different institutions and different classes of investments. Yeah.
Are they really becoming savvy, or are they there are more opportunities?
Yeah.
And people are just jumping into those opportunities. If you ask the people who have put money into, say, Forex or into a money market fund, do they know how exactly a money market fund works? If you ask people who have put money into crypto, do they know how crypto works? If you ask people who are basically just putting money somewhere where they've heard there's an investment here and it works, do they actually know how it works? And is it important to know how it works?
Yeah, I think it's important to know how it works. Many don't know how it works, but there is still a lot of people who know, but there is actually need for people to understand. And one of the things I advise people, if you're putting money in investments, in any investments, put money in something that A, you love, you like as a person. Number two, that you understand. that you actually understand. And the good thing is there's a lot of information online if you want to understand how cryptocurrency works. You know, let me give an example. One time somebody came and wanted to invest in some pyramid scheme, a lot of money. He advised me, he was telling me, you know, I've gotten this opportunity. So I told him, actually, and they wanted to take the money from the bank to go and invest. I told them, okay, I would obviously want to keep your money in our bank, but if you really have to go and take money to a pyramid scheme, let me teach you how to build a pyramid scheme.
So that you take money from others.
So that then you're not the one who is being scammed. You sit on the other side. If you really want to get involved in a pyramid scheme, you better be the owner. Yeah. And I took him through how a pyramid scheme works. It's just simply a pyramid. You take money from Peter
and Paul
and use that money to pay the next bunch of people. They'll go and inform others that there is a new opportunity here. Then they'll bring their money. You use that money to pay the next bunch of people. Then at some point you'll wait out and more people will come and then you will run out with that entire base. Run away with that entire base of money. And that's how pyramid scheme works. So I told this guy, let me teach you how to, so that if you have to be involved in pyramid scheme,
you're the one
be the owner.
So did this person know that they wanted to invest in a pyramid scheme?
They didn't know. So long and short, they didn't take the money. They understood it. And they said, okay, fine. Then
in their mind, when they were coming to withdraw money to go and invest in this thing, what were they investing in?
They had just been told that there is a place that you can get 10% per month or 15% per month.
Every month.
And they had a lot of money. This is a guy who was doing, I think, 50 million, Bob.
And you want to go and put it there? So
yeah.
Wow.
So that you can, I mean,
So you could get
15%
5 million a
every
month.
5 million a month.
5 million a month,
goodness.
yeah.
Retire.
Yeah. After taking him through how to understand how the thing works, he said, okay, now I understand. So he kept
That's the thing then, you know, Robert. Somebody who has accumulated and amassed enough money like that, millions, tens of millions
And
of
doesn't
shillings,
understand.
and does not understand, cannot see that this is unlikely to be true, what does that say about our levels of understanding of money? And I know I'm harping on this because it's a big thing. We are always in this situation.
You see, I have a level of understanding. But to be fair to people, to all of us, actually, money matters are quite complex. If you take, for instance, just what you had talked about earlier, money market fund, for the average person to understand how these money market funds are built and the risks that are there when you're investing in these things is fairly complex. So what I advise people to do, just understand an area that you understand. If you want to invest in stocks, there's a lot of investment opportunities in stocks, actually. People have become billionaires in this market through investment in the stock market. If you just say that I'm going to understand the stock market properly, there is a lot of information about it, and there are many advisors about that area. If you want to understand, say, government bonds, treasury bills and bonds and how they work, coupons and all those things, then you can just invest in just understanding that area, and it needs to be something you understand. For me, I'm the old-fashioned kind of person who invests largely in property. From the time I was a young worker in the banks many years ago. And that's what I love doing, and that's what I understand a lot more about.
You derive joy in
I derive joy in
being
being
Quaggaria Beacon.
Beacon, yeah. I derive joy from that, and I understand it, and I cannot be scammed.
Because over time you've perfected your knowledge.
Yes, and I can understand what property is likely to appreciate, what is not likely to appreciate, what area is likely to grow. I spend time understanding where is the next infrastructure coming to. Is there a new road being built in this area? So that then I can buy a property before the road comes. So, you can't understand everything. It's quite, even for professionals like us, it's pretty complex. A lot of these things are pretty complex. When you go to crypto now, that's a totally different world. In fact, that is that is just as good as gambling.
That is voodoo.
That's gambling.
I mean, anyway, when you said, I want to take you back to...
Let's take a break, City.
Shall we take a break?
Yes, please.
Let's
Yes,
take a
please.
break.
Yeah.
Yes.
Robert Kibara is the group CEO of HF Group. HF Group is what you formerly knew as Housing Finance. They are rebranding. They're calling themselves the HF Group. It has 3 arms. There is the banking arm, HFC. There is the property development arm, HFDI. And there's the insurance arm, HFBI. We'll continue this conversation shortly. Our focus today is navigating wealth building in Kenya's economic landscape. So how do you build your wealth in a way that actually you can build the wealth, not just putting money somewhere and expecting that it appreciate. Wait.
This is the Situation Room, the only way to